This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
I heard you.
Okay, wait a minute. Now you got me now, right?
It actually wasn't my fault for once.
No. I'm an idiot. I had the mic off there because I was actually talking off air. So I turned off the mic like a responsible person normally does. So how you feeling, man? You feeling good?
I am doing well. I'll be watching this evening's game from the comfort of my daughter's playroom. Since the Dolphins have moved to the all Zoom format, figured I'd just go ahead and stay home. And we got some good news tonight. The CDC has changed their guidance. If you test positive, you only have to isolate for 5 days now instead of 10. I do not have COVID, but this is good news for all of us.
Yeah, it is. I think it's because this strain is not as strong as the other one, and it's not like the death toll is crazy right now. So I think that's probably what it is, and we're lucky that this strain isn't as bad as the Delta and all the other ones that we've faced already.
Yeah, and they're saying that folks are really only highly contagious for a day or two after testing positive. So, there was a record number, 100 plus players in the National Football League who tested positive and went on the COVID-19 list. But the NFL certainly is in line with the CDC in trying to get those players back to the field as quickly as possible. And so, for example, you see all these key players for the Tennessee Titans testing positive today, and the Dolphins have a key game at Tennessee on Sunday. But just because they tested positive today doesn't mean they're out. The AJ Jones, AJ is it?
Brown, you mean? Huh?
I was mixing up AJ Green and Julio Jones, the SEC stars. Julio Jones tested positive, but that doesn't mean he's out for the Dolphins game.
Right, exactly. He could end up being cleared by then, and so that's a good thing for them at least. Obviously, not for the Miami Dolphins if they do get him back. All right, so tonight, Joe, a couple of weeks ago, I would have fans come, well, if we can run off 9 in a row, and I'm like, yo, slow down, relax. 9 in a row is a lot. Well, Joe, they've done the miracle, dude. They've won 6 in a row, and they put themselves in position for everything to matter over the next 3 weeks. I don't think we can ask for more than that.
No, I mean, with the softening of the schedule, you certainly saw an opportunity. There were a lot of bad teams and all lined up in a row there. The Jets twice, the Giants, the Panthers, these were all beatable teams. And so once the Dolphins upset the Ravens on national TV and that put them at 2-7 or 3-7, you certainly sat there and said, listen, it's possible to make a run for 7-7. Now, with the developments on Sunday, and the fact that the Dolphins now can actually move into playoff position with a victory tonight against the team that has 21 players out with COVID, you could never have anticipated that. You could never have said it 1-7. The odds would have to have been 350 to 1 that at 1-7, the Dolphins would be in a position where if they just win the next 3, they make the playoffs. Astronomical odds, and it's all lined up for them. The Dolphins actually have some really good luck right now.
Yeah, 1-7, I gave them no shot pretty much at making the playoffs. I mean, it just takes a miracle, and that's exactly what they've pulled off. So, Joe, we know what they've got to do, right? They've got to take care of the football. They got to play smart, all that kind of stuff. So tell me, what's the scenario outside of turnovers that if you're a Dolphins fan, you should be concerned about going into this game? Because I'm not really concerned about Ian Book, but what else would concern you?
Well, the Saints are missing their best linebackers, like all of them, and their best safety. All right, but they have a couple of defensive ends, Cameron Jordan, who has come on, and Marcus Davenport, who entered today questionable with a knee and a shoulder. So we don't know if he's going to be able to go and how healthy he is if he does go. But Davenport and Jordan are a problem. And that's probably why the Dolphins activated 2 extra tackles for this game.
Smart. I play a lot of 6 linemen in this in this
Yeah.
especially
And
with those linebackers out. You got a lot of pass catching backs. Waddle can just create mismatches in the middle of the field. I see Isaiah Ford being really active in this game. So you tell me, what do we fear? Those
so
ends?
that's
Is
the
that what?
problem. Cam Jordan and Marcus Davenport against Liam Eichenberg and Jesse Davis. And it is a little weird that they activated two offensive tackles. Jesse Davis was not even questionable on the injury report with his knee. Is there any chance that Adam Pankey or Roderick Johnson could get some reps at tackle? Not just as the sixth tackle, but like as the fifth offensive lineman. That's
Or,
you know,
or or any of those guys get pushed inside the guard and Hunt surprises us and plays right tackle because they want a little more athleticism against Mr. Jordan.
Yeah, I mean Hunt has been so good at guard, they'd like to just leave him there
I
and,
know.
and leave Eichenberg and leave Austin Jackson, since those guys have made some nice improvements against weaker competition in the last 6 games. But that's the fear. Does a Marcus Davenport play, run around Liam Eichenberg, strip sack? All of a sudden, here comes some practice squad safety in his first NFL game, running it back 65 yards for a touchdown. Does Cam Jordan run around Jesse Davis, punch the ball out, scoop it up, run 50 yards? That's the nightmare scenario. So we need to protect the football. If he's about to get sacked, just protect the football and go down. If you're running and you're about to get hit, throw it away. There's no reason to take big chances in this game. There's no way in the world that Ian Book should be able to lead the Saints to more than 17 points.
So Joe, it's happening. Joe, all right. So I had a fantasy question for tonight, and it was a Dolphin-related fantasy question, and it's a football-related question for you also tonight. So I wonder if I gave them good advice. So they asked me, well, I got to start somebody between Gaskin or Duke Johnson. And both times to two different people that asked me, I said, I'm going with Gaskin again because he's the guy that's been here for the longest. He's
Yeah.
the guy they use more consistently. They are matchup oriented type of a team, so they could be using a different running back from week to week, just like the Patriots.
I would try to avoid those running backs, but if you needed to
Right,
start
right.
one,
So what
I
would you
agree
do
with
after
you.
Duke? Yeah, what would you
I
do
would,
after Duke?
I would agree with you. I would start Gaskin. By the way, I was right last week. I thought about this. I told you to stay away from those running back catches over,
Yes, you did.
and I was correct.
You're right.
So we got to always point out when we're correct.
All right, but tonight with the weakness at linebacker, I kind of feel that the running backs are going to be active as receivers this week. That's just me. But you agree with me, right? That you wouldn't be surprised if Duke doesn't get a lot of run. Maybe he gets some catches, but he doesn't get as many runs as he did last week.
The Dolphins signed Duke Johnson to the active roster for two reasons. One, another team would have signed him from the practice squad. And two, he was really impressive. So I would not discount the possibility of Duke Johnson starting or getting half the carries or Philip Lindsay paying. Eric Studesville really likes Myles Gaskin. He trusts him as a blocker. He likes him as a receiver. He's higher on Myles Gaskin than I am. But my guess would be that Myles Gaskin is going to get half or more of the running back touches.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the weird. We'll find out tonight. We'll see if Duke has made the kind of impact
Would be
that
cool.
says that. Yeah,
It would be cool.
It would be a great
It
story
would be a nice jolt.
Yeah, because we're talking about a guy that really is doing something he never really has been able to do in his career. He's always been a pass catching guy. He's never been trusted to be the every down runner for any team. And so it would be kind of weird that he's out on the street, nobody signs him, and he comes in the final month of the season, he becomes, your main runner. That would become one hell of a story. But again, knowing this scenario, I told both of them, you know what? I'm still going to go with the safe pick.
It's
which is
hard
Gaskin.
to run it against the Saints.
Yeah.
And even though Duke Johnson earlier in his career was an outstanding receiver, I think they probably trust the chemistry between Tua and Gaskin in a big spot. If I was the coaching staff, I would, in the same way they've shelved Ahmed, I would try to roll with Duke Johnson and Lindsey and see what you have there. That's
I
what
agree.
I would do.
I agree.
But my guess is Studesville he really likes that Gaskin.
I'm with you. All right. This is the moment for Tua, right? We watched Herbert pee in his pants yesterday against a bad team, throwing a pick six late in the game when they needed him. After all these comparisons, Tua wins tonight. He has the same amount of wins as Herbert, who has probably better weapons, better coaching, better running game, all that stuff. And then Mac Jones, he's kind of been the man in the box, and he's also, coming way back to the pack after everybody talked those guys up. So this is a moment on national television that Tua can say, you know what? A lot of you were wrong. I'm just as good as these guys, or maybe better.
Yeah, and they catch a break, right? Malcolm Jenkins is out. Demario Davis is out. If Davenport plays, he'll be banged up. The Saints defense is good. Trill Williams, Savon Ahmed, and John Jenkins are your Dolphins inactives. So Savon Ahmed has really fallen off the table. And it's a shame because I thought Ahmed really had some juice to him.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. Something off the field happened.
Okay.
Something off the field happened. I'm not talking about like an incident. I'm just saying.
No, yeah, right.
By the way, there's a Tua Tagovailoa interview. It looks like with Jeff Darlington, my former colleague on ESPN right now.
Okay.
So and Tua doesn't say much. So I'd be surprised if he said anything very, fascinating. So I'll pause that so I can watch it after.
Yeah, the best part about Tua is that he'll beat himself up, but he'll never ever point the fingers at anybody else or anything like that. You're never going to get anything controversial from him.
So on and off the field. So on the field,
yes,
I think it's important that Tua finish the season very strong, not just for the team, but for himself. He needs to give the Dolphins front office some more confidence and somehow convince them that it makes more sense to build around him than it would be to continue a pursuit of Deshaun Watson. I don't know if he has enough time to do that.
What if I tell you, if you dig, you might find out that he is more about proving the coach and not the front office. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, I wonder. I don't wonder. I don't think the Dolphins at this moment in time are convinced that Tua is the answer.
Okay.
So let's find out if we can get some more information on that. I wanted to say this. I think Tua is a nice kid. I sure wish that sometimes he would do that Joe Burrow stuff.
No.
Joe Burrow
He's Russell Wilson, bro.
No.
He's Russell Wilson. He's Tony
Listen to what
Gwynn.
I'm saying. The moxie, the chutzpah,
Yeah.
the balls that kid has. That kid comes out and he says, yeah, you know what? That opposing coach had a comment for me, and I heard it, and I think that was a mistake. Do you understand? Don't you kind of like
I love it. You want him to have a little Tyler Hero in him. He's not Tyler Hero, bro. He's Russell Wilson. He's Tony Gwynn. He's Cal Ripken. He's Wayne Gretzky. No, actually, Wayne even had a little bit of an edge, actually, more than all those guys.
Yeah, Russell Wilson. But at least Russell Wilson has the superstar wife. That kind of makes him a little more interesting. Is her name Ciara? Right?
Ciara, yes. Ciara is, yes.
Yeah, she once maybe Tua can get set up through his many agencies, can get set up with a powerful female superstar singer, and then that way she can have like the Russell Wilson effect.
Yeah, give him a little sauce. Okay, I get it. All right. All right, so we're getting a power couple. I got you. We got to get Tua in a power couple. All right. Before I let you go, prediction. What's the prediction tonight?
Well, before the Saints had 21 players with COVID, I had predicted 24-21 in overtime. And if you were able to get that minus 2.5, or no, the plus 2.5 earlier in the week, that's looking a lot better than the minus 3 you might be looking at today. I altered my prediction, and I don't remember, but I think it was Dolphins by 8. So Dolphins to cover. Dolphins to cover.
Let's hope so, man. A comfortable win would be absolutely nice, man. I appreciate it. Joe, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you as always. I will talk to you during the week, my friend. Enjoy the game. We'll talk down the line.
Happy New Year. See you, buddy.
You got it. There you go. Joe Schad, baby. And our American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins report.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.